welcome to my channel update. It's Mango here, if you don't know. And just in the background, whilst I give you an update on my life, on my mental health, my physical health, and hopefully if I've got enough time, a little bit about what I'm thinking of for the channel. I've got some footage here. I spent some time trying to work out the design for the beach farm. I used all of the mods in my current series, so everything is the same, and I kind of just wanted to get a layout down because the beach farm's a weird shape, and I'm unsure how I'm going to approach it, basically. So I created a new character on a new save file. I turned on my cheats and I just cracked on it, and you can see in the background I'm currently trying to clear the farm. It's day one, I think. Yeah, there you go, day one. And I'm just clearing the farm. What I will do for you guys is I'll pop a timestamp in the below when I stop talking about these topics that, as I said, it's going to cover some mental health topics, it's going to cover physical health topics, it's going to cover, I don't know what else right now, I don't have a script for this, it's just me talking into the void. But I will pop a timestamp because what I will do is at the end of this video I will go into this save file and we'll just have a look around. You can have a look at the concept in my head for our series and where the farm is going to go. So there we go. I've got all of that out of the way. Hey guys, it's been a hot minute. I hope you haven't missed me too much. I am so very grateful to all of you guys. If you watch on, say, the TV, my channel, you won't have noticed that I popped up a little, I forgot what they're called, community, it's in the community section. I popped up a post a few weeks ago. I actually got exposed to COVID and I felt unwell. And so I was saying that I don't know what's going to happen and I'm going to take some time off. I don't worry if you guys are like, oh, I should have been paying attention to a community bit. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just letting you know that there was a little bit of communication, not enough, unfortunately. What I did was I was very grateful to all the comments that you guys left, either on that post or privately. And near enough every single person said, take time for yourself. YouTube will be here when you're well. And I decided that that was actually a very good point. So I took time for myself. I am very lucky. Sorry, my brain is very scattered and it's not very organized. So apologies for the roundabout component of this conversation. But I will attempt to keep it in order. But to give you that sort of like confirmation, I didn't have COVID. I don't think, anyway. Whatever I did have, it was horrible. It was flu-like. It was a really bad experience, and I don't know if that's worse because of my weakened immune system with the heart attack and the diabetes. I know some of it was massively worse because of my diabetes diagnosis. This is the first like true proper flu sickness I've had since I've been diagnosed with diabetes, and dealing with my blood sugars with that wasn't I don't know how people, well, I guess as I say, I don't know how people cope with it. I coped with it. It just wasn't fun, is all I'm going to say. It was crazy. One day I'm having to scarf chocolate when I felt sick because my blood sugars were so low. And another day I am having to like down water and put in extra insulin because my blood sugars had skyrocketed and I'd only eaten salad that day. Like, madness, craziness, and that's just this is part of why having diabetes sucks. Your body is almost magic what it does with blood sugar, how it processes food. I mean, I didn't know this before I was diagnosed with diabetes, and it's amazing. It's so outstanding to experience having a working body that can process whatever sugar I throw at it. When I say sugar, by the way, I also mean carbs. Carbohydrates break down into sugar in your body. So I've just in my head labeled everything as sugar. Because it breaks down to sugar. In essence, it breaks down to an ose, which is fructose, sucrose, lactose. All of those are sugars, and they're basically energy for your body. All of them aren't bad. Don't worry if you're having an oats with your dinner. Don't panic. It's not a bad thing. But it's energy for your body. But what happens is your body goes, well, I don't want all of this energy that you eat in one meal in one go. I want to store it so I can use it over the next 6 hours between meals. So it stores it immediately. So when it notices a raise in blood sugar, your body produces insulin to store the sugar from your bloodstream, because too high sugar in your bloodstream is poisonous. Damages your organs, your cells, everything. It's amazing. And it does it all automatically. Mine doesn't anymore. So I have to monitor my blood sugar. There's very cool tools out there. But they're painful, to be honest. Some of them aren't. But the one I have to use is... and basically I prick my finger whenever I'm about to eat or if I feel unwell. So I was pricking my fingers a lot. They're bruised to heck at the moment. And you put a bit of blood on a little strip and it beeps like 2 seconds later and it reads your blood sugar. And basically I look at that blood sugar and then I know what I need to do. So do I need to inject sugar into me by... normally I have a glass of apple juice, but I'd run out. I was quarantining, so, But anyway, so yeah, a bit of chocolate. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of chocolate for a treat. And, or, are you too high and how bad is it? And sometimes you need to do what's called a bolus, which is basically injecting insulin when you're not, haven't eaten anything. And you get it wrong, it's very dangerous. And anyway, very complicated. I realize I've waffled on for 6 minutes about diabetes. I'm sorry. I've learned so much about it. So yes, I had basically what our classes of flu. I didn't lose my sense of taste, didn't lose my sense of smell. And I did take a COVID test about halfway through the quarantine period. So I think about 8 days after exposure. And it came back negative. I couldn't get a second test. I don't know what's going on in my area. Tests are like gold dust apparently. But I've now well past the quarantine period and I feel healthy now. So I don't think I'm contagious. I'm not worried, but I always wear a mask when I'm out. So if I am asymptomatic, I think it is, i.e. I can carry and pass on COVID, but I don't have any symptoms myself. I'm reducing that chance by wearing a mask, and I will always wear a mask now. I think that's actually part of the shock. For the 2 years, I haven't been sick with a cold, really. I've had my normal tonsillitis, I've had my normal throat issues that I have. That's just my body being weak. But nothing like proper flu. And I'm like, oh, I forgot what being ill is like, to be fair. Anyway, you guys basically said, take time for yourself. YouTube will be here when you get back. And do you know what? I actually, for the first time, truly just took, I dossed around. I slept. Anytime, I was like, if I have COVID, if I'm tired, I need to sleep immediately. I was like, give whatever my body says it wants. It's like, if it was like going, I'm hungry, I was like checking my blood sugars and throwing food in. If I was tired, I was napping. If I was bored, I was watching telly. I was just doing whatever my body needed. Because I was like, I'm giving this thing as much power as I possibly can to recover. And I also sort of tried to work through various components in my own life and work through from that, like how I would be mentally, etc. I tried to do things like journal. I know that that's apparently very good for anxiety. I don't know how people journal. I can't seem to get it yet. I know that it would be very good to get those thoughts out. And the hope is that by removing them, by writing them down, they will no longer prevail and roll through my head, because I'm constantly rolling those thoughts through my head, just constant. And the thought process is, by writing it down, you will remove the need to keep iterating on whatever the negative thought is that's going on in your head at that time. But I don't know how well that will work for me, because I'm one of these types of people where I definitely absorb knowledge by writing it down. So I'm like, well, won't it make it worse for me? Won't I now remember it more? I don't know, honestly. I don't know how it's supposed to work, but I've been trying to do that. It's been a weird few weeks, to be brutally honest. A friend of mine passed away, and so there's been that to contest with and add to, so that's also added some extra time. It is what it is, unfortunately. I miss them, but there's nothing really I can do other than try and process the grief and the feeling about that. But that's another reason why there's been a bit of extra time past me getting well. There's also, I think this has genuinely been the first time since my heart attack I actually took time off. I've taken like a few hours off, every day, as everyone does, from work and stuff, since my heart attack. But when I had my heart attack, I was very keen to get back into it, get started, and start my recovery. And so I was working on my recovery pretty immediately. And I don't think I actually processed the grief of finding out my body's broken. It's a difficult one, because on one hand, well, no, my body isn't broken. Thank you very much. On the other hand, it is, and why would I grieve for it and stuff like that? It's very confusing for my brain to go through, but I think grieving is the right word for it. I don't feel bad that it happened. It clearly had to, it was going to, like, that's what it is. But there is a component in my head of not why me, but why now, maybe? And how do I handle this? And I still have weakness in my right arm. I was having to do the whole, holding the 2 L's up. In my right arm from where the operation happened, and it went wrong. And I quite regularly go to do something and I'm shocked by the fact that I physically can't. On the other hand, I quite regularly go to do something now and I'm like, yes, I can do it, because my heart is no longer blocked. I am able to do that. But I think the diabetes diagnosis as well is the added component there, because there is a lot of things that are different now with that. My life has completely changed because of my diabetes diagnosis. So I took the time to grieve that. I feel more positive right now about it all. I feel actually genuinely more uplifted than I have in a very long time. I still have some real anxieties and issues, but I'm making steps to work forward on that. What else do I need to tell you guys other than I've missed recording, I've missed hearing from you, I've missed responding to you guys. I am going to take my time to respond and actually let you know that I heard you. I did read every single comment that you guys left. I just, I read them, took on that information and kind of moved on with my day. I'm beyond grateful for them because the feedback on them was amazing. And it definitely helped me with my own sort of thought process as to what I should do and how I should handle. And you guys were all so wonderfully uplifting and upbeat. And that really helped me stay uplifted and upbeat. But content is returning. For the channel, I am looking to do some... I'm really excited about getting back into Sims because I really love Sims and I really want to do some stories there. Play with some mods that will mean that the stories will kind of be generated kind of without my knowledge or desire, really, which I think is going to be great fun. It's going to cause chaos. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. Of course, looking forward to finishing off Ridgeside, although that's miles away, but completing our Ridgeside challenge playthrough. I also want to do some additional sort of like random videos that I have planned. They're sort of along the lines of tutorials. I'm not a tutorial channel, but I have been asked for some tutorial videos, so I'll be looking into doing a couple. I do have great sort of ideas. I just need the energy to do them, and hopefully I'm coming back fired up enough that I do have that energy to do them. Kind of with that said, I think I can kind of put the timestamp in. I am done doing everything. I think talking about anything that would be considered negative. So what we'll do is we'll jump into live gameplay. I will take this opportunity once more to apologize for the lack of content, tell you that I love you. I think you're all amazing, and yeah, let's see what you think of this farm. There we go, guys. If you are joining us from the intro, welcome. So this is hopefully the first layout, if not going to be the future layout of a Sandy Head farm. So this is Bob the Builder on the Builder farm. Basically my test farm for this set of mods and this playthrough. And yeah, let me walk you through this. So we have 6, 12, 18 fish ponds. I think that might be enough. There is space for more all around, but I think because this is sort of like the fishing farm as far as I'm concerned, the fish ponds being up front here are really where I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep them quite close to sort of, or should I say, having enough room to get around them, because for a long time we're not going to have automate because of the challenge mode. So that is kind of where they all are accessible and nice and easily. Wow, we got 2 things from that particular pond. I also had this little space here. I thought they kind of work for beehives. Because we can't particularly plant much other than in this little area and in our greenhouse, I wasn't going to have beehives with flowers on this playthrough. So just for the honey, which we can turn into mead, etc. But I also have the slimes here. One of the thought process that I had is there is a mod called Multiple Obelisks. And basically that will allow us to sort of like portal in here and then portal out. And then I won't have this issue with a slime stuck on the gate, for example. And the slime is potentially mingling with the wrong colours. But this is our slime wild farm. They're free range here, which I think is great. We also have our little bit of farming space down here, completely surrounded by scarecrows. We've got a shed here, which is going to be for anything to do with the resources off of here. I thought that fit quite nice. I did answer my own question. The wood doesn't respawn here, which is interesting. So I don't know what to do with this area. There's quite a lot that I haven't chosen yet. And we have our obelisks over here, our time clock here. I love the little seat on this particular art. And here, I think what I'm going to do is also update the fences with the tea bushes over here. That was a trick you guys taught me in my last playthrough, and I think I'm going to have that here as well. And this is going to be another outdoor slime area. I am going to move the slime hutch over so it fits this in this corner here. I think that will be much better. I just did basic slime decoration in here, nothing major, just to have them. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the editing. You could see what my thought process was, how many... I mean, I did cut out a lot of my mistakes. Quite a lot of the mistakes on the planning, etc. But you can kind of see the layout. There are other tools for doing layouts, by the way. As a website, I think I will attempt to remember to pop it in either the comments or the description, where you can lay out your farm. It even has some big modded farms on there, so you can do the layout. But sometimes it's just nice to actually get in here. This footage was 3 hours long, so I cut out a lot of footage. It does take time to do it, And I'm now at a place where I'm like, I'm not sure if this is correct. I need to play it to work out whether or not I need to move stuff around for the layout kind of sake. But I'd love your feedback and advice down below on my layout. Let me know also if you enjoyed this, the way it was cut up, etc., and whether or not you'd like to see maybe me attempt and maybe finish this farm and maybe other farm types maps, and I can do voiceover for like actually my thought process and why I chose to do certain things. Let me know if that's the type of video you'd like to do. I don't think I'd mind. I actually really enjoyed myself doing this. What else would I like to say other than thank you ever so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to seeing, any ideas you got for my channel over the coming year. I am welcome to all ideas. I won't promise I'll do them, but I am definitely welcome to all ideas. And yeah, love to you all. Thank you so much for listening to me rabbit on. Apologies for it being very incohesive, I probably would say. But hey, that's me, and that's what I'm like. You know it now. So there we go. Yes, hopefully you enjoy the content coming over the coming weeks, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.